They're calling this the Joe Woods revenge game. All over.
Not at all. Not at all. Man, I have fond memories of Cleveland for a couple of years. My family still lives up there. But I love Kevin. Have great respect for him. View him as a friend. It was unfortunate what happened there, but that's just the nature of football. But I'm definitely not looking at it as a revenge game. It's just the next game.
Did you get a little excited, though, just knowing there's so many friends on that side? And all?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Just a chance to see some of the players I coach. Some of the guys are still on staff there. So look forward to that. But it's just the next game.
Joe, energy was the biggest word of the week last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of energy, renewed energy, carried over to the game. What tangible do you think will go beyond just that? Like, what are some tangible things you guys changed last week that you think can have a lasting impact?
I think Riz did a great job. I think we changed things up just in terms of how we prepare, from the meeting schedules to the time. Had a lot more meeting time. Just the way we practice. There's some time in between periods to do more technique work, things of that nature. And I just think the energy he brings to the team, just in terms of the motivation. But I think that whole schedule, some things he changed about the times we meet, I think it all just worked in favor of the players. And they felt more energized, they looked more energized, and it showed in the fourth quarter of the game.
Where did the idea of like sort of the D-line rotation, like having those guys stay for whatever it was, 5-6 snaps, and then before rotate, where did that generate?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't pay any attention to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always in a rotation. I don't know if it's been any different. But that's the biggest thing, is we always want to rotate our defensive line, so that way we're fresh in the fourth quarter. And we had a couple big plays by our D-line that really helped us.
And was there anything that you can point to for 3 sacks, obviously forced an interception, anything that brought that back to the defense?
I just think guys doing their job. Yeah. And I said we just tried to streamline some of the things. We want those guys to feel confident and play fast. And I think the biggest thing was the energy. I know Double D called all the guys up, because we've gone, and I've told you guys, we've been in the lead, or it's been a one-score game going into the fourth quarter. And the whole difference in all those games is we made 2 or 3 plays that we didn't make in the other games, or our record would be flipped. So we just happened to make it, and I was thinking credit to the guys.
How do you feel like you did in your first play calling for the first time, such a Cleveland day?
How
was that?
It was good, man. You want to get into that groove early on, so you're always a little bit nervous, just kind of what you want to call and what they're going to do. But after a while, man, I just felt like I settled in, got a feel for what was going on with them, to feel what was going on for us, and really tried to adjust the calls throughout the game.
What are some of the challenges of James this week? A guy that you're familiar with, obviously.
James is a big quarterback. I mean, he got a strong arm. He can make all the throws. And I really went back and watched the games, and he's playing really well. I saw him make some incredible throws. He left a couple out there, but for the most part, man, he did a nice job. So I'm sure, I don't know how he feels about us, but I'm sure he's going to be ready to go for this game.
When you're facing James, it's always usually the most exciting kind of game, for better or for worse. How much do you think the DBs are chomping at the bit to get after him?
It's the next guy. I mean, the biggest thing for us is just putting ourselves in position to make plays on the ball. So I really focus on those guys playing the proper technique, being in the proper position. So if opportunity does arise, that they can make that play. So, he's the next guy we face. So hopefully he gives us a couple opportunities.
How do you feel Alante did this last game?
He was up and down. Obviously he had his struggles. It was good to see him finish the game. And every year you're going to have a game or two that it didn't go your way. But I think the growth from him was on the sideline. How he dealt with the issues, we talked him through. He talked to some of the veteran guys, got his head together and went back out and did some good things. But I definitely want more consistency out of him. Obviously eliminate the penalties and eliminate the big plays.
How do you notice that difference on the sideline? Is it he's just not yelling as much, or not as animated? What does he do differently that you notice that guy's different?
Yeah, it's just like if you're upset, somebody's going to know. So it's just one of the things And the thing is, you got to, playing football, you got to let it go. Everything's not going to go your way, but you can't let that play affect the next play. And that was really what I was trying to get him, just to calm down, go back out, and just rely on technique.
Is there almost some, I don't know if rust is the right word, but because he had been inside for so long now, the season, and he's on the outside, are you seeing that transition differently at all?
It's a little bit different out there. Like I said, if you're inside, you got space on both sides. But outside, you know what you're dealing with. You're dealing more of the vertical concepts different type of route trees. And he's fine. He can do it. Yeah, he just got to really wire into the technique and the details.
So you said your family's still in Cleveland. What are their thoughts about this game?
They're coming. Yeah, they're coming. They'll be on a flight. So
From a confidence perspective, obviously there's been games where the defense has been on the field at the end of the game, couldn't close it out. Obviously you don't want to have but 4 possessions there that you have to defend, but just being able to do that and finish off a game, how much confidence is that built?
I felt confident. It's one of those deals in the game you're you can't say that word. Or, you just say, all right, we got this. And it was like a different feeling. I just felt like the energy from the guys, and I felt like they knew we had to make a stop. And really the last 3 series of the fourth quarter, because we talked about how we start the game, how we finish the game. And I think we started with 2 punts, no points in the first quarter, and then last 3 drives we got off and they had no points in the fourth. So that was one of our keys. The guys executed it, but I felt there was different confidence going into that last drive.
Do you think it could kind of help some of the guys who played with Jameis, practiced against him over the years, and now obviously they're on the team that will be going against him? Do you think the fact that maybe they know that some of his tendencies or that they're so familiar with him, do you think that could play a benefit for y'all on Sunday?
I'm sure they're talking about it. There's no question. They know him, but he knows us too. So we've talked about it. So I'm sure there's things he's going to be looking for and things that we may do a little bit differently.
He's slowly ramping up Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
With challenges he was.
Great guy. I was there with him. I still haven't heard him talk. I was there 3 years, but he don't say nothing. He's a grinder, and he's one of those backs where it's 2 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 2 yards, boom, he hits a 20 or 30 yarder. He really runs behind his pads. I see the quickness in his movement, watching him run. So I feel like he's all the way back. They're probably easing him into it, but he's a really good back, man. We're going to have our hands full with him.
And Joe, Tyron mentioned on that interception, he was kind of reading a late dig route that he had noticed that Kirk likes to go to, and he almost had one in the first half too. Like, how often is he bringing stuff like that to the table? It's just from his own experience.
He's just unbelievable. I mean, his whole career, he's been a 8 instinct type player. And we showed some plays over and over and over again. And just for that one play made the difference. Like, you never know. There's a couple things we showed him. But as a post player, he processed all that information from the initial read to what the route was going to be. He just took a shot and made the play, man. But that's what makes him special.
Appreciate it.
All right.